Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and of course, a spectrum of genders in between. We acknowledge all genders here. Everybody's important. Everybody is valid. How are we doing today? We have ourselves another stream for you folks, and there's no real news. I don't often have news, so we're just going to skip everything and jump straight into said old cast. So for today, we seem to be sticking with the grand old 5 versus 5 on a random map format. We're just going to let this load on in, and then I'm going to say hello to our players. Radio. Anytime. Thank you. Okay, nice white deserty map here. Good old random things. Let me just do my standard sorting up the top here as we want to do. There we go. Job done. Happy joy. Have a quick look at the map. And actually water. That is actually water. So a little bit of water around the back there. Hide your commanders in if you want to. You've got a few dots of reclaim. Actually quite a bit of reclaim up here. Got a few fields available that people are going to be fighting over there. And let's have a look at the teams. Got a smattering of Joes with a couple of pros thrown in the mix in these teams. So team 1's going to be up here at the top left corner. Team 2 at the bottom right. First off though, for team number 1 here in the white color, he is UEF and he is in white. It is C minus minus, so not the good programming language, the bad programming language. C plus is good, C minus must be bad. And up from him, second player for team number 1, we have a nice snot green color. It is Nacho Man for the win. Likes his nachos. He is Aeon, burning his mixes there. The other frontline player, second frontline player for team number 1, Cybran we have today in light blue. It is Kramer, not Kramer. That's a second A in the word there. So it's Kramer rather than Kramer. I'm probably going to stutter between the two and not decide which one to call them. Looks like an interesting little PG grouping there. So a couple of factories, it's plenty of adjacency. The third player on the front for team number 1, this is their pro. It is Sladder Noob here in Burgundy Aeon, grabbing his Hydro, and that looks like one air factory, one land factory, so fairly standard opening build. Get yourself two land factories, one air factory, and then work from that point. And finally, for team number 1 in the rearguard air position in the standard green color, another Aeon. It is Mega Virus. Now he's not a standard virus, he's a Mega Virus, and there's a very standard air build there. Beside the Hydro, get a few pigeons out, get the factory down, and go ham. Right, let's have a look-see at team number 2 down the bottom side. First up, team number 2 here in the yellow colour as Seraphim already stomping his way towards the front. It is MSG, that delicious stuff they add to give more flavour to food. Anyway, he's walking up there. Behind him in the lavender colour as Cybran, it is Schlongdus. Schlongdus is here and he is working on more pigeons for his factory. Really wants his pigeons. Up from him, the second front player for team 2 in another green colour. So we've got like 3 green colours. That's going to be fun. Anyway, it is Hannibal. His commander is walking this way. And he is Aeon. Looks like they're all going for the reclaim up here. Don't want to miss out on any. The third player for front and also walking his way towards this reclaim, it is Luca. Luca is the highest rated player for team number 2. He's blue, he's Aeon, and he's going to have some fun. Down in the bottom corner, finally, the air player for team number 2, Seraphim, in the red, it is Mr. Bitches, and he must be surviving off power from his teammates. He has 4 pigeons on that factory, and he's already getting a mix upgrade. So yeah, he's definitely surviving on overflow. There's no way he's doing that by himself, and he's going to be doing that quite a bit. Alrighty, have a quick look at the map itself. As we said, there's plenty of mixes around to fight for these lower and middle guys. Plenty of reclaim up the top, and we have raids aplenty coming out from Sladdo. So he wants to deny these mass areas with engineers, and deny he will not, because of course that's a commander, and you can come and shoot a commander if you want, but if you get too close it's going to shoot back, and that's going to cause some problems for you. So at the moment Luke is just ignoring that. It's just a single Aurora, who cares, I can tank that damage all day, he says, and just keep scooping mass. In fact, now it's just a scout, so yeah, definitely tank all that. But over here it does mean that Slater Noob has an engineer doing the reclaim business, so going well there. Also getting some raiding out this way. Wants to again try and prevent these from being scooped by NGs, but it's not really engineers coming their way. Quick check of the other side, we have a drop coming out. This is Nacho Man. So he is wanting to get some NGs down this way, and where exactly is he going? He's going all over the place. He wants to grab all the plateaus. Have a look at that. He wants these. He wants those mass extract. Well, he wants the mass. He's actually dropping an engineer there. Well, I guess an engineer costs what, 50 mass? Let's have a quick check on that, sorry. Right, 50 mass for an engineer. So he's going to drop them on the plateau. If we can grab all that reclaim, would actually be a bonus. And here, of course, he gets that reclaim and the mass extractor. That'd be even better. But that is an interesting little tactic. So he's really desperate to get those plateaus, get that mass, and it's going to work out as a net positive for him. Over on the right hand side, drop coming over here from Mr. Bitches, and here we go, a run by. A couple of labs, yes, they're same thing, lab flare, coming up from Slater Noob. They picked up an engineer here, he's going to have a good time. A quick notice and redirect from Liuka, trying to get a bit of micro on that engine to get close enough to reclaim, but it does not happen. And the labs will carry on, so now it's going to pop a unit out over there to take care of those while they wiggle their way down here and cause issues. This little flare is not going to get through, or maybe it is because these roars have decided to turn back. Looks like Liuka doesn't care too much about Mr. Bitch's engies because, well, they're not his engies. Don't think he was planning on them turning up. There is a single spirit here. It's going to get reclaimed in a second. La-di-da-di-da, gone. And these engines can now scoop that mass field up. Right, back in the middle, we see a bit of harassment from these guys here, although Hannibal is there with his comm. T1 bomber gets shot down. I don't think I got too much work done. Actually, I'll take that back. That is a handful of dead units there, so perhaps it did. Unless that's remnants of the reclaimed field and it killed an NG. Uncertain, but we didn't quite watch that bomber. Back down the left hand side, and we can see MSG has pushed right on up with his commander. He's claimed all this territory, just simply gone for a walk and said mine. He's got some units in support, so between the commander and the units over here should be okay survival wise. Down the bottom, these engineers have been spotted and they are now getting linked by these tanks. That one's not perhaps, but yeah, no upgrades for MSG on his commander, no upgrades for C-. And that is going to be a fairly even battle at this stage. Radars going up all over the place from MSG. He wants to see what's coming, and he can see everything. Radar. No, plenty of intel for him. He will be fine. In the middle, this was engineers pushed up there by Hannibal doing the same thing, but going to get rejected by those units on their front. Long distance here with this commander, just sort of chilling. He's getting an upgrade. I believe that's gun already on the way. Well on track. We have an upgrade going down here for Slater Noob, probably gun as well, I'd imagine, double gun. Bombers come out, going to start harassing this T1 mass extractor. Another bomb that will be dead. Is there any intis around? There are, but they're slightly distracted. Maybe by the drop coming over here from Megavirus. Right hand side we see pushing up, it is Liuka has now got some units up there. The mixes have been claimed by Mr. Bitches. That's fine. The bomber did complete killing off that mass extractor, but that's all. The intis turn up and it dies. Hannibal has decided, I'm just going to walk forward in my comm. I don't need an upgrade. Compared to Slater Noob, he says I do need an upgrade. That could be an interesting matchup if Hannibal had some help, some units, it would be better. Not to be. In the middle, big old fight going on here. It should go the way of Mr. Kramar though. It is Cybran Mantis versus Aeon Auroras, and that never goes well at close range for the Auroras. They need to keep their distance. Fight going on down the bottom left here. This is MSG. He is under attack. He's got T2 on his commander. So at some stage he got that upgrade, and now he is just sitting there. Rather than shooting the tanks, he's actually reclaiming them, and this is killing them quicker than shooting them. So some massive micro from MSG to reclaim those tanks out of existence, because that was actually much faster. Oh, that'd be a lovely overcharge if he had overcharge available, but I don't know if he does. But that was very much a micro hour move. I have T2, I can reclaim these things really fast. And yes, indeed, he did, trying to walk away now because he's run out of reinforcements, but I think doing that reclaim may have actually just saved him rather than trying to deal with it by shooting and running away. So the downside is he did stand still, but he's taken so much, and he's kept his units back over here a little bit so that his commander can tank everything and work its way into survival. Of course, reclaim doesn't actually, I don't know if reclaim gets you the mass though. Veterancy. I think you might have to kill to get that up, but still, that was a bold move, and it did work out. Nice stepping down some T2 PD, and that's going to be enough to keep things away. But in comes C- with the gun com. Keep an eye on that because we have a little bit of fracas going on back up in here. It is Hannibal, still no upgrade on this com, and he's facing up against a double gun upgraded Aeon commander. He doesn't want to be pushing that very much because that's going to be a bad time for him. Quick check down this way because we see that Nacho Man with sensor and gun is coming down this way as well, so he's going to have plenty of intel. He can see all sorts of stuff. There we go. You see that nice big sensor range there. That's Omni as well, so you can't hide in there, and they're going to know what is up. So T2PD down there from MSG, still a little bit hurt, needs to be a little bit careful, but if you can start doing a T2PD creep around the place, it's going to cause issues for C- because he has gun, and he's got a sizable army there, but then again so does MSG, but MSG's facing off against 2v1 down here. He might need some help, and if he can keep that alive, That'll be very, very handy. Commander takes an overcharge to the face, takes some damage, but more importantly, the T2 PD survives. The second one back here is in a good position to help support, kill off these units coming on in. Good old sweep there, kills off a bunch. This T2 PD is not going to last long though, thanking to C- having a go at it. T1 PD being slapped down. That's going to be very nasty to anything that gets caught. Good old DPS out of those things, but supporting in this Nacho Man. And MSG is unhappy with his teammates still being in the base. He's facing a 2v1 here, trying to do his best, but he's having quite a... Can he hold on? That's the question. 2v1. It looks like Nacho Man's decided to fall back, doesn't like this force here, but C- is moving up again. He doesn't care. He's going to try and tank. He really wants to kill off that T2PD, but this one down here has been the saving grace. It has killed off a bunch of those T1 units, and now C- has to be careful because his comm is not got much in the way of support. Nacho Man is behind with some help there, and MSG is sticking to his point defense ruling, and C- has been forced back. Too many units in the way, and his health is not quite enough to keep pushing this. That T2PD is going to go up in a moment, and that will be double trouble for C-. There we go, quick scoop of mass because he had none, and there we go. And that point defense is now up again. Moving his commander out in front of it, wants to block shots coming in from Nacho. There we go. Sorry, block shots coming from C-. And this is actually something you can do. If the enemy commander decides to attack your point defense, you can stand your commander in the path of the shots, and you can actually keep it alive. So if he moves slightly closer, there we go, right there. Shots are being blocked, they're impacting on the commander instead of PD. He kept it alive just a little bit longer, which means C- now cannot continue there. His health is far too low, and he cannot outrange these PD. He's down to 2,500 health, and says, nope, I've lost this battle, I am dropping back. But quickly over here we see, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, Hannibal. He has been caught out by a massive storm from Kremar, and he is being taken down. First ejection of the game, 10:50. 10 minutes, 50 seconds in, and that is the end of Hannibal. We just caught that after the battle going on down here. We see that Schlongdus has moved up with his comm eventually. He's got gun and also got stealth, but he cannot contend against this. 2 comms and the army. He's going to fall back or he's going to die. But the first ejection up here, we just caught the tail end of that. It was Hannibal out of position with insufficient upgrades to survive. Luke is in a slightly better position, has a double gun upgraded Alcom, he's got some radar. He's got some T1 PD down here, but he's also getting pushed by Slatto Noob, who has a shielded Aeon gun com. That is not going to be good for his health. He is 2v1 up here as well. His com's got to be careful. And he's going to have to get some T2 out, especially T2 point defense like that. These guys are just going to keep pushing him, and it's going to be a problem though. Kremar is around with his com. It is the stealth that is making it invisible to radar, which nullifies the range advantage of the Aeon com without some kind of mobile scouting. Need air overhead to try and keep that going. I hear... Nope, I don't hear. I thought I heard some gunships. I did not, but I do hear gunships. Oh, there they are. Up there from Slatto doing their thing. There's a bunch of TT air around, so a huge number of Nothers, and they are looking to do some damage, and they could do some damage to Kremar if he's not careful. If he can still keep vision on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a bunch of damage coming down on him. He dodges, twists and weaves as he needs to do, but that is going to be a problem if these Nothers loiter around. They could do some serious damage, but in comes some ASFs from... That is Megavirus. He's made the transition to the T3 phase. It is Liuka pushing up now. He wants to encourage Kremar to go away. Now, fortunately, Liuka's going to be encouraged to fall back from the Slatto Noob, who's defending his teammate, and the ASFs make short work of the Nothers, and Kremar gets out of there in the red, 2,500 health. Maybe another couple of Nothers, or if they're a bit more coordinated and struck at the same time, they could have won that battle. But now it's Slatto versus Liuka, because Kremar is out of that. And Luke needs to be a little bit careful, especially with the gun around. Back down the bottom section, we see it is Nacho Man. He's got Chrono. Nasty little bastard. So Chrono, of course, as you know, stuns all these units. Anything within range of the enemy gets stunned. Schlong is taking a lot of damage here. He needs to run away, and he's running pretty damn quickly. He's far too close to T2 PD, as well as units down into the... Well, no, he stays in the yellow, but still not very healthy for him. And now it is MSG. He is getting pushed by the Grand Plains of Nacho Man, who has the Chrono, of course, and there's a T1 bomber loitering over here. Where were those interceptors a moment ago? There they are. Kill that. That'd be very handy, and they need to try and keep this PD alive. MSG's taking a big old tanky damage in the back there, but his point defense is going up, and it is going to start doing damage as well. In comes C-, he's 9,500 health. He is happy, so it's 2v2 down the bottom. They need to be careful though. Two guys down there, they don't want to die. Over here, I do see a strat. Shocker come out and it's doing some damage to poor old Liuka's base. Where are the ASFs from? There's one ASF here on the ground, not helping that. Needs to try and take that out. Over on the left hand side, these guys looking pretty damaged. They may want to consider getting some kind of shielding up because they have problems. T1 bombers are over here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6,000, 4,500 health. They really need to be careful not to be taken out at that point, especially as this PD keep going on there. That T3 strap bomber over here is wrecking Liuka's base, taking out some more mass, taking out some energy, doing damage to the land factory, just desperately trying to get some anti-air out. Needs support from the airplanes. Got a couple of ASFs, just dive them in on that, get rid of that. Yes, you'll lose ASFs, but you got to try and take it out. It is just doing far too much damage. 27 kills, 4,500 mass damage, and it is carrying on destroying this eco. Not great for health. Some flak around, some T1 AA, it's not good. Now's the time, dive in. You got 3 ASFs, stop waiting. Stop waiting, get them in there. Get them in there. Hello, we have attack missile launcher, and if these guys stand still a little bit too long, they could be introduced to that in a bad way. There is some TMD up now though, so they should be alright. Strap bombs coming over here now. Oh look, some vulnerable PGens, and still these ASFs are sitting down here. Come on, Mr. Bitches, get them in there, kill the strat. 7,600 mass destroyed, all in Liuka's base, who's really trying his best over there. Down this section, and here we go. This is a big old push coming up. It is Schlongdus and MSG. MSG has no gun, he just has the T2, and they're having to fall back now into under the face of all. There's plenty of units here though for MSG, so he should be alright on that front. It is Schlongdus who might be a little bit close on that side of things, although the T1 bomb is going to be taken out by the Inties. The Inties in turn going to be taken out by the ASFs. They should still be alright. Shield generator going down from MSG down here. He's got to get that up and try and get some work done. Over here we see plenty of reclaim now, and it is a C- with T2, and hello, there's attack missile. Who's that going for? Who's that going for? It's going to connect with MSG. It is down into the reds, and that is a lot of damage on him. Not good for his health. Is there another attack missile coming out? There might very well be. He's standing still. The shield is just about up. There's a commander coming in. Oh, and sniper bots. Oh no. This shield is all that's keeping these guys alive. The shield drops down. Is that a power drop? Is that a power drop from MSG? It was. He lost power. The shield dropped, and now the shield is down good. Both of these guys are running the heck away. It is sniper boss now doing the damage. The shield blinks back on. These two guys are very dangerous position. They need to run both down in the red. Sniper bots are chasing. T1 bombers are coming in. There's some anti-air in there of course as well, but not so good for your health. Schlongdus gets away. He's back up into the other. MSG is 2,000 health. Still not looking terribly good. And he's got no ranks of vigorously to get that extra regen going on, whereas Schlongdus does. He's back up to 4,000, but MSG now trying to twist and turn, get around. T1 bombers hammering overhead. Where is the air support? Nothing. All the T1 bombers coming out of here from Nacho Man. It is a T1 bomber spam. MSG needs to twist, dodge, and try and survive what is going on. ASFs do rock out there. From Mr. Bitch is going to keep him alive there a little bit longer. 800, 900 health. Needs to run and not look back. Schlongdus cannot stay there. The shield is down, the armies are coming, the sniper bots are coming. There's definitely time to walk back. Check up in this direction, and we see this army here from Liuka has pushed up this direction. Was looking to get some damage done, but Schladernoob with his shielded gun comm is going to encourage them to go in a different direction. Liuka pushes forward with his comm, just takes out some mixers. Looks like he's going to claim them for himself, but at the moment the story is just down here, and well, looks like some ground units have pushed those snipers back, so they'll be okay. MSG with another upgrade on his comm. He wants to get Nano so he can get some health back. Guess Nano, give him both a boost and a extra regen, so he'll get a little bit more. Monkey Lord is done for Schlongdus. Do they know where MSG is standing with that attack missile? If they knew where he was, they might just decide to give him an attack. A little tap with attack. No, they don't. Not on radar, not known anywhere, although this scout might go overhead and find him. Oh, it's going the wrong way. So that's going to be lucky for Mr. MSG, he's going to survive for now. Schlongdus is looking better at 6,000 health, but far too close to those sniper bots. I would not want to be there. In the middle, a small push around as the Harbinger here is getting swarmed by T1 units. Going to have some troubles, but focusing on the eco, well, I suppose, get the mass extractor down, why not? Kill that off, and we'll be happy to enjoy it. Get a bit of that. MSG is still looking okay. He's finished nano upgrade now, got 5,500 health, so he will survive a little bit longer. But those sniper bots are doing as sniper bots do. They're killing stuff off at range. Not good for anybody's health if you're not a sniper bot. Alright, the Harbinger finally died, but it did a good amount of damage, killed off the TMD and the mass extractor. Alright, back down here, Liuka is trying to hold on to what he's got, and he's actually done a reasonable job, but he can use these guys to maybe circumnavigate the slow-moving commander. They move fast, so they can do some extra damage. The Monkey Lord that was completed by Schlongdus, I did see the notifications, forgot to mention it, sorry. It is doing a stomping best, moving towards the front, supported by a swarm of combat scouts. Well, this isn't a terrible idea, actually. Kind of counters the strikers, the sniper bots, because they'll overkill these combat scouts hugely. And MSG, even though he knows this is all here, is committing to getting Zico up, using his commanders to do that right there, even as he is. Monkey's coming though, that would be handy. Laser started to pour Schlongdus, okay. I'm gonna just charm that out the front there. Back in the middle we see these guys did try to move on up and take some stuff out. They could have some more eco, could have some units, but they're going to be forced back unfortunately by the combined sniper and Harbingers along with Slatter Noob's commander. He's going to have a go at them and they're not going to have a good time. Back down in this direction it is Monkey. Monkey is the story of the day, and that's going to start hoovering up all these T1 units. And this means Nacho Man is going to have to be really careful because, you know, guess what Chrono doesn't stop? Guess what Chrono doesn't stop? Experimentals. Doesn't stun experimentals. At least I don't think it does. We'll find out. We'll see if he turns it on. It isn't on at the moment. He has it, but he's not using it. So, there we go. Yep, out comes the Chrono, and I don't see a stun on the Monkey Lords. Although I don't think units are getting close enough to stun. There we go, that one does. T1 Bomber Swarm comes over, wants to do a ton of damage to the Monkey Lord, but the ASFs are on station from Mr. Bitches. And that is very handy indeed. The Monkey Lord now looking much more dangerous. T1 is coming down, but he could actually chase down Nacho Man here. There's not a lot to stop him. It's a single sniper bot over this direction. It's going to die from the long range Little Pulse lasers on the front of this guy. It is dead. Nacho Man is running, but what can he do from here? Not a lot. Some T1 bombers come over. ASF's coming protecting from Mega Virus, but never mind. That is Nacho Man. He is taken out by Monkey Troubles. He did bring in a transport. I don't think that was really going to help. And up here we see C- has already definitely evacuated his entire station. So Monkey Lord has cleaned up this section, cleaned out a commander, but everyone's been handed over to Slatter Noob. Nope, and Slatter Noob hands him over to C-, says, no, I don't want to focus on that side of the map, but you focus on it, you take it back. Monkey Lord stops here and realizes, actually maybe I should, kill the PD, that's doing the most damage to me. There we go, PD down. And now we can just go through and hoover up all that T1 very damaged. Maybe this time. And indeed, that looks like a retreat command. The Monkey has been told to fall back. If it's going to die, they want us to die over here where they can reclaim the wreck. Back up the top section, this has been the Yuka. He's pushed back a little bit, got some units out, taking out some of the eco, reclaiming some of his territory back. Very good for him, but there's more coming on in. Where's his commander at? Don't see him. Sitting right there. There we go. That is all well and good. MSG has finished TAC missile on his back, so commander with a T2 gun TACCOM. Not a bad shout. This Monkey has decided to turn back around. Just wanted to finish off that, I guess. And it is now very happily sitting there until these T1 bombers come along, and that's going to cause some issues. If they could see it. They don't. They do one pass, half of them die. And that is all she wrote for that. The ASF's come by once again from Mr. Bitches. Didn't really need to in this situation. Just a few T1 bombers, not much else really going on. And the Monkey is absolutely fine. In the middle we see some forces from Slatter. We've got a handful of sniper bots. Sniper bots being particularly annoying with their range. Of course they're quite weak, but when they're shielded they're much more annoying. Here we see kind of a stalemate. Got some wall sections being slapped down. We've got a few Harbies coming over this direction though, and these engineers are not going to be long for this world. Once the Harbingers turn up, they can also decide to decimate the Mass extractors might be a bit more tricky going down this way. Got a handful of oblivions which will cause some damage, but the I just don't really care too much about that right now. Monkey's walking around and is going to run afoul of this little band here, although I say that these guys don't have their shields on, which means they're actually a lot weaker than they normally would be. No shields have been disabled deliberately. Monkeys move around, it's got some support from these guys here, so that's going to be distracting. Actually, can they see that without... No, they can't. They can't see that big mob without any kind of air coverage, thanks to the area stealth that the monkey has. Down here, engineer's doing a scoopy thing. We have MSG also here with this comm. He is taking out... He has taken out mass extractors with his comm, finding the T2, vulnerable T2 mixes and making them pay. Getting some work done with this comm. He's done a lot of work with this comm actually. He was down with the red a while ago, but he seems to be okay now. Needs to be careful though, because that is a sizable army that if it swarms him, he could have problems. He doesn't have any point of views back here to try and support. Monkey's moving up, Monkey's coming back, recognises the danger, but maybe a little bit too late. MSG needs to think about not being there. He does have gun, and down goes some T2 PD. Maybe T1 would be the go, because these guys is all T1. There's no... Well, there's a couple of things there, but no, T2 PD is down. That's going to encourage these guys to move in a different direction, and different direction they do, as well as some gunships out there for Mr. Bitches. So a good bit of teamwork there to help out. Mike Lord is moving forward again, nice and healthy into the yellow. Going to start zorching up all of this stuff with this big old face laser. Face laser go, face laser murder, and everything just dies a horrible death. He's got some sniper bots down here and some Percivals, so Percivals to be worried about. Those are, of course, things you want to be cautious of. The Percivals are quite nasty. Overkilling the Scouts, which is another thing used for. Scouts are just handy like that. They will tank the damage. Now the Percies need to be primaried or that monkey's going to die. Not a lot of health left. If we can take the Percies out before they notice this close, it will be good. Into the yellow, it is fine. It is going to be fine. Finish off the last Percy, and that is job done. The Scouts have done their job by distracting everything, but still the monkey's not quite out of danger. Some sniper bots are back here doing the thing. Going to get rushed by some harbingers as well. And again, front away is a good thing. Send the Scouts this way, take out the strikers, and you'll be happy boy. Monkey is in retreat, down into the red. Over here we see MSG still doing some tac missile work, and these gunships have come completed over this way, taking out the small base that was there. Decidedly didn't want that to remain. Okay, Selenians are just having some fun now. They're just waltzing around, having a look at what's up. Does some bricks turn up? They're going to just eviscerate those Selenians into nothingness. Very good counter there. MSG still forward with his commander. I'm not sure that's a wise idea up in the T3 stage. And that monkey is now definitely falling back. Not healthy at all. And moving away. Over here, what do we have here? That is a lot. Well, that's that noob's comm, and he's got some... No, not even res comms. Those are combat comms. So... Shield combat comms, and they are... Oh, it's time to put down some T2 artillery. That is going to be a problem. Add the sniper bots, add the T2RD, and it's going to be big problems for the Yuka. Luke is getting an upgrade on his comm. He's got a shield of his own. He's got some T2RD down here, but exposed, while the T2RD up here and the shield bots are quite covered. Not going to be healthy if he cannot get that under control. MSG down here, and you're still walking forward with his commander. This is a terrible idea. Walking forward with your comm in the T3 stage, unless you have the big, absolutely meaty gun upgrade in your comm, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. And what's that even going for? That is a long distance tack. I think it's even going all the way up here. Look at that. That poor mix. It dies. It's a horrible death. MSG though, still at front, still needs to be careful. Do they know he's there? They do. This is a dangerous army for MSG. If he knows it's there, which he should do, he can see it with his comm. He can see the army there thanks to this perimeter defense that's been slapped up by Schlongdus. So he knows exactly what's going on, and he's still walking forward into a T3 band. Not what he wants to do. Not what he wants to do at all. Needs to think about falling. Needs to think about falling back before they turn on him, and turn on him they are. This is not looking good for MSG. Not looking good for the Yuka with this big shielded base with RT and sniper bots. And MSG here, is he going to be caught? I think he might be. Does have gun, does have overcharge, but this is a lot of T3. I mean a lot of T3 plus some sniper bots coming on, and he is going to have some issues. Does he have the overcharge? He does. Does he have enough? Maybe not. He needs to run like a little bitch, and now he has issues. Bricks in range, which actually outrange the commander. Going to start firing back, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage. Engineers trying to step up some point defense to distract him maybe a little bit, but this is MSG with some T3 issues in his face. What is there to support him? Well, the answer is basically nothing, and his health is starting to just disappear. 5 bricks having to go into some overcharges down there. Gets to find a rank of Virus. He's not going to get any more ranks. More bricks are coming in, and that is MSG just overextending with his comm, and I'm just far too far. I hear another explosion, and that's at the same time was Liuka. Liuka trying to take care of this base, do something with his commander, but he runs into a bank of T2PD, Slatter noobs comes out under full shields, all sorts of shields, and the T2ID and the sniper bots. And that was just too much for Liuka's comm, so double comm death at the same time. That is MSG over here, unnecessary death, walk too far forwards in the face of T3 units. Liuka, he needed to try and do something. Unfortunately, his attempt was not quite successful, needed some support in that comm. And he is taken up, but he had to try something at the front of his base to deal with this right here. There was a Michael back here, could maybe get some work done, but I think it's been spotted. There's some kind of... There's Omni somewhere. There it is. Up there from Megavirus. Got handed over to the air player, and that monkey was visible whilst it was within range. Not so good down here. We see Schlongers is still there with his commander. He's got some brick problems coming his way though, and laser or no, you don't really want to mess with that many. Doesn't have the health to take on bricks at range, because they will eviscerate him at range and not going to be good for his health. The monkey is just sort of moving around in circles, doesn't know where it's going. If it tries to push this, it will get completely whomped by all of these units. Questions what's coming out of these factories now. They're idle, unfortunately. Schlongdus is maybe a little overwhelmed with how much just got thrown over to him. He did, of course, there were 2 people died at the same time, so now it is a 2 versus 4 left after the good kill on Nacho Man. MSG may be dying needlessly with his commander way out in front of where he did not need to be. And now the air comes in to try and take out the bricks. The ASFs are in visits from Mr. Bitches, although they have moved away. Left a gap for these. That's not good. That's not good. There's also a GC been made by C- that can start walking forward anytime they want. The air is way out of position for Mr. Bitches. He's going to lose all of his gunships through ASFs uncontested. If these guys had been close, they could have actually helped with that and could have had an air wing, but as it is now, the air wing belonging to Megavirus has just scooped those gunships out of the sky with no losses whatsoever. Up here we see the monkey, oh, and the GC, so all the fight back is happening right now. GC, monkey, and the ground units, they want this position gone. GC's trying to get work done, taking a lot of damage from the T1 PD. The monkey's in helping as well. Plenty of support commanders in there. I don't know where Slater Noob's commons, probably falling back one out. Yeah, he ran away. But is this going to be enough is the question. There's a lot of harbingers as well. They can take some of these out. Maybe if they can focus the PD down or kill off something, anything, the monkey's going to die. The harbingers aren't going to survive that either. Too many PD, too many fighting combat commanders. So that is a GC and a monkey taken down by this. They almost made it through. Maybe if they had focused down some of the units first, killed off the PD, or even if they killed the support commanders, because they would explode and kill off the PD as well. Who knows? It might have helped, but as it is, this is not actually going to not actually succeeded, and these guys are still very much alive. Over here the bricks are doing their thing, they're having a grand old day. There's a single gunship still poking around, slowly killing off this brick. And I mean slowly. It's got so much regen, it's barely losing health. And every time it moves, some of the bullets miss. And then we have the GC. GC is stomping its way down here. There's a whole lot of T2PD, and now there's a chicken being made. And this is Schlongdus with his commander very close to where that GC is, and here it comes. Here comes the GC. What's going to win, T2PD or the GC? Well, I don't think that's enough P2PD to take out that Galactic Colossus. Starts getting some shots fired, starts scooping up some of those engineers, and starts trying to take things down, focusing on the Athota, because that's what was currently being built. That's probably going to be a saving grace, especially as Schlong just has laser on his commander, and that GC is not being microed, it is just hoovering up whatever it is. The shield is going to pop down in a moment. Who's going to survive here? Oh, the shield goes down. and Longest with the laser just standing and goes, haha, I can kill you, I'm a commander, I'm good, I got laser, and I'm dead. The Galactic Colossus face plants onto Schlongdisk and kills. That was over 12,000 damage. GC just face planted on Schlongdisk and did over 12,000 damage to his commander. I thought he was fine. I knew it did damage. I didn't know it did that much damage. Schlongdisk is like, did I just get headbutted? And yes, my friend, you did. You just got headbutted over. Let's just recognize that damage. 12,000 damage from the falling GC. Oh dear. That was a lot of damage, but now it is all down to Mr. Bitches. He is, well, this base is gone. But support commanders have walked in with shield support. They have cleaned up the base over there. And he does have a crab. So at least he's got that going for him, which is nice. Get that grab up here, I can maybe do some damage to those guys. Big old tack battery going on up. But he's going another crab cannon up here, so his eco's okay. He's got a nice little air grid going on. Let's see what problems might be coming in his direction. Well, that would be a problem. That would be an absolute problem in the form of a Tsar. Mars over there with his comm on the edge of the map should be alright. Bricks move down here, bricks moving up here. Attack missiles are coming out, and what are they going for? I think they're going straight for Mr. Bitch's comm. He's just standing very, very still. And those attack missiles, indeed, they're coming straight for him. Moves, takes a few steps, and I think he's gonna... Yeah, he gets away just in the nick of time. That was rather close. Definitely going for him. They'd catch the mass extractor by proxy, but that was very nearly a dead comm. If he decided to walk away a second or two later, he would be dead. Now comes up the emergency TMD, as they need to, because these things are still very much there, and they are still very much ready. Oh, there we go. Speaking of firing, off they go again. Is there going to be enough TMD built to stop them? I'd say probably. It's like half a dozen now. I think it's half a dozen missiles. 1, 2, 3. 2 left. None left. There we go. So if attack missiles were fired here, they would get through, but they weren't fired further back. So the flight time has let them do their thing. Crab is moving on up, but at the same time we have bricks moving down this way. What's stopped him was just about, there's another crab just about done over there. That crab can get work done. It's just a single brick left. It's going to tickle down this poor mass extractor to nothing. C- has finished off an experimental. It is a GC, another GC. And this is well on the way. Crab has turned up and said, I don't like you guys. He needs to kind of stop walking forward and start lapping at a distance. Those shields coming in to block the shots as they do. But these shield combat cons are actually pretty tough. Handful of them going to take the crab on with the shields blocking shots. It's not such a bad thing for him, but taking smashes to the face. Yeah, I don't care for a rainbow gun. That's still going to hurt. That is really going to hurt you. Big old damage. Although there's a lot of them, and it is half dead, and now they are walking right under it, so I can't even hit them. Thanks to them being too close. See, this plasma gun is missing entirely. This one's the only one doing damage. Oh, I think the AoE is getting them. I think the AoE is getting them, so it's not so bad. We have a Yathosa up there. We have this GC's walking on in, so it's meeting up with a crab problem. GC's got crabs. Running some PD. It won't be too much longer for that thing, guys, but it's going to kill off a few things along the way. Up here, how did this crab actually do? Well, it got rid of all but 2 of the Raz boys. Sorry, support boys. Does some damage on this fall. Good amount of damage, maybe it's similar to the shields, but the shields only. And there's more support commanders coming on. And right over here, though, it is Mr. Bitches. He is fighting to the end. He doesn't want to give up. This GC won't be too much longer for this will, but it does take out a T3 PG and may take out another one. Because the shield is dropped, although nope, he's changed that PGN, and now he's turning around to try and kill something else, but he dies. single brick down here, still having fun. Crab is up. Crab is good. Crab gets rank of veterancy from killing one unit. No Galactic Colossus. If Thota comes up this way, and that could be fun. If it rocks its way on up, we can murder things at all sorts of things with this. A lot of firepower. And these guys are focusing on building stuff, these are focusing on shooting, which is going to be ideal for this. Yep, if it decides to walk up, I feel like it should be able to take this out. Even if it dies, it's going to have its death ball, and that lightning ball will cause all sorts of issues. These support commanders though, combat commanders, they are being utilised in a very effective manner. So they don't need to do a micro to get them around behind the Thota, so it has problems bringing all its guns to bear at once, and then this happens. It gets the jiggles. The Thota gets the jiggles and just starts kind of waving his arms back and forth, not actually able to shoot things, and becomes ineffective. All these guys right under his feet. He needs to pick a different target, but I feel he's just moved it there and is now doing nothing. That's alright, understandable is what it is. But up here the donut came in. Missed that turning up because of all the other stuff that was happening has come along. It has obviously died. There was plenty of air belonging to Mr. Bitches. There's no more air now. And the donut has died. It's crashed into the air grid though. And there's now absolutely nothing left. Fortunately the HQ does survive, so we can just pump that up again. But to be honest, there is not a lot left to be done. Up here this little plateau might finally die. Been going for a while. It still actually owns these ones down here. More amusingly, they haven't been cleaned up. Crab is now having to go at a GC. GC is standing still, decides he's going to accept his fate, and nope, changes his mind and thinks, yep, it is time. Crab versus GC. Nice little fight. Let's just have a tete-a-tete. Point blank. And the winner of this usually is the Crab, especially because it's got those first shots in, and now they're just bumping each other. GC turns around, guess loses some of that. Yeah, it's definitely lost that battle. Definitely. Alright, we have another chicken walking up this way. This time there's not that many support commanders, so they decide to walk away. But to be honest, there is straight bombers. What are they going for? There we go, Crab kills GC, GC dies, and Crab only took 8,000 damage. Interesting. So the GC did more damage collapsing onto whose comm was it? Schlongdus? Yes, Schlongdus comm. So the GC did more damage collapsing on the Schlongdus comm here than it did collapsing onto this Crab. Who knew? Right up here though, this Thota has cleaned up this section and is just going to keep on walking. Why not? It could just keep going up here. I feel like it could take all this. There's some T2 PD, yes, but there's not much else. It's a single T2 shield gen. It could actually, I think it could clean out that shop. I think it could clean it out. Crab here is doing some defensive work against these old bricks, and that is going to hold the line for now. There is, however, another GC coming along. Was there another donut? Yes, there is. So all the units are coming in the direction of Mr. Bitches. He's holding out as best as he can. He's got some bricks turning up this way as well. And he has got a Thota in his base. That's going to be a saving grace for her. These guys coming on in, the strap bombers take off, they recognise the target. Mr. Bitches is here with his comm, he thinks, I'm just going to walk away from these guys a little bit. Strap bombers do their strap bomber thing, the chicken is marked to come down and take care of this pesky intrusion. Actually, it's quite a lot of bricks actually. Probably don't want to get too close because those bricks will shoot back and do some extra damage. That is, yeah, stop there, stop. No, gonna walk right into them, okay. Gonna walk right into them and distract the bricks. Maybe if it dies it's gonna lighten them all to death, but maybe not. Just walk straight on past and goes, oops. Trying to walk over them actually. Stomping on the bricks while getting friendly strap bombed. That is quite the power move there. Right, the other chicken was up here. It got swarmed by shields and units and everything and actually dies in the end. That's kind of surprising. I thought it would make it through, but here is the issue that Mr. Bitches now faces, the latest in a string of issues he's been trying to deal with, from experimentals to combat support commanders to attack missiles to T2 up there bombing his base to bricks coming around the back, is now the second Tsar. And he's got nothing to stop that. He's got a lot of SAMs here, but those SAMs are up there and not over here. where his commander is. And in comes Tsar, and this may be the final nail in the coffin. Another GC over that way. There are some strap bombers, but his commander not even under shields. Mr. Bitches, no upgrades, no ranks of veterancy, no nothing, and he is a dead man. Well played, team number one, but Mr. Bitches stood to the end. He fought as much as he could. The Tsar does go down eventually to those, but there we have it, folks. That is a comprehensive win for team number one. Aside from Nacho Man getting caught out by a monkey, thought maybe that could have been a point of taking it, but MSG, with the commander death out here, he could see those thanks to the something I'm just not quite sure about. He could see those thanks to the eye, but still just wandered a little bit too close. I feel a bit for the Yuko over here. He had all this on his doorstep. He had to try and get something working. Unfortunately, sending your commander into all of that was not the answer. There was just too much firepower there for the comp to really get enough done. But his base was on. He had issues with the base. He had so much firepower coming at him. He had to try something. Sadly, that was not the successful answer. Anyhow, well played team number one. That is that game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to be back again with some more casting. And have yourselves a fantastic afternoon, morning, evening, night, whatever time zone you might be in. Stay safe, take care, and we shall see you on the next one. Farewell.